Chelsea are out of control once again. So many signings coming left, right, centre, up, down, towards you, away from it. Doesn't matter. I've lost count. It's been so many players. Well, it's actually 8, maybe a few more that we've kind of forgotten about, but 8 players have been signed officially, and frankly, only 3 had I actually heard of to a level where I am like, yeah, fair enough, decent. But overall, it's a problem. It's a problem. With that said, we have seen quite a few departures, including Thiago Silva, Charlie Webster, Jamie Cumming, Hakim Ziyech, Ian Matson, Amari Hutchinson, Chukwueze, Michael Golding, and Malang Sarr, making the outs a total of 9, not including loans. There are quite a few loans on the cards. For the ins, and there's one big one in particular that happened today, we've seen Tosin, Kellyman, Guiu, Dewsbury Hall, Renato Vega, Wiley, Jorgensen, how do you say it? Anselmino. Let's not forget Astaval and Kenji Pires. And now Pedro Neto, who arrives at Stamford Bridge for a whopping 60 million euros or 55 or so million pounds with a €3 or €3 million add-on fee. Arguably, on that list, the best player we've signed in terms of names and whatnot. Obviously, Esteval and Kenji Pires, the ceiling is up here for them. But much like the other 12-year-old Brazilian players, we probably won't see them play for quite some time. Obviously, I know that's not the case. They're more likely to play than not, especially Esteval. At least in terms of ability, the experience, and most importantly, he comes into a position we desperately need to fix. Pedro Neto could be our man. Predominantly a right winger for Wolves. Neto is left-footed. We've got plenty of left-footed right wingers, but still can play down the left. He's a player that will fit in immediately, if you ask me. Should start over Sterling and Mudryk, who have both looked, 1, woeful, goes without saying, during pre-season, but also 2, no different from last season. I've seen no improvement from either of these bastards when they're playing on the pitch. An interesting statistic that I saw, of the 168 players to make 100+ appearances in the Premier League since the start of the 1920 season, Pedro Neto ranks 6th for assists per 90 with 0.42, 6th for successful dribbles per 90 with 2.29, and 6th for shot-ending carries per 90 with 0.96, 11th for chances created per 90 with 2.04. In terms of fitness, however, it's a bag of shite, as always with Chelsea Football Club. Neto is no stranger to an injury. In fact, since the 17-18 season, the Portuguese player has had 9 separate injuries, spanning a total of 623 days, missing 126 games in competitive action. A huge worry. A huge worry, especially with the price tag attached. The deal will see Pedro Neto join Chelsea from Wolves after they accepted a bid worth 60 million euros in fixed fees, plus 3 million euros in add-ons, as almost, is to match the initial price tag. Neto's agent Mendes has agreed on personal terms with Chelsea. The medical is booked for Pedro at Chelsea. Personally, I'm excited. We've signed a player I actually know for a change. Alongside that, it's nice to have this come as a bit of a surprise, in the fact that Fabrizio Romano hasn't stuck his big old fucking beak in it for a change. And there's a bit of suspense. There's a bit of like, hang on, did I fucking see that right? Did I see I've just seen Chelsea are on, the terms are done. It's over. It's a completed deal. Chelsea have signed Pedro Neto. Is not something I woke up today thinking I would see, because I haven't seen rumours over the last 3 or 4 fucking weeks from these people. I'm getting agitated. I fucking hate it. It's so boring. Football in that regard used to be one of the most exciting parts of being a football fan when the season wasn't in progress. You're thinking, oh, we're going to sign. We got, Fernando Torres could come through the door. Cesc Fabregas is signed for Chelsea. Fucking A! Where's that come from? Do you know what I mean? Willian, stolen from Tottenham. Who would have thought it? Mikel. I know I was old enough to remember the signing of it, but not necessarily the saga that came along with it. Do you get what I'm saying? There's story. There's rich story behind signings. But it's all gone. It's all fucked up the wall because Fabrizio Romano has to get there first. Well, not today, Fabi. You missed the bullet. You weren't there in time. You fucked it up. It's a feeling we've not felt in a while, ladies and gentlemen. The question now remains this. Where does this leave Mykhailo Mudryk next season? For me, absolutely nowhere near good enough. I've tried. I really have tried. I think everyone can say definitively that they have tried. At some point, at some capacity, they have tried to allow Mudryk to flourish, to even the managers, you can argue, didn't have much game time, but he has absolutely, definitely had chances to impress and done fuck all with it. Raheem Sterling earns too much, has too much experience, and is better than Mudryk, you could argue. So 100% beats Mykhailo to a place in the squad. With this all in mind, with regards to the sheer amount of signings, yes, we're getting players out the door, and we still need to get rid of the likes of Conor Gallagher, who's seemingly gone, Romelu Lukaku, Armando Broja, and there's still a few loans that need to happen, which again, I think Mudryk would massively benefit from a loan spell. With that said, we are at risk of a situation much like we had recently, where we just have too many players, just far too many players. They're pouring out of the dressing room. We're having to make more places for them to sit because there's no room in the dressing room. I think if the club even want to be a bit ruthless with some sales, it could be a breath of fresh air. Sell some people that we might not necessarily think of selling, or they're fucking sack Sterling off. Why do we need him? I don't get it. I don't get, like, certain players, I know the contract and they're not going to agree to leave their £400,000 a week fucking... You get what I'm saying? Make it happen. Make it happen. Please. I'm sick of it. Fucking like 48 players we've got this season. I'm done. On the topic of other signings, we're obviously we've obviously seen the likes of Tosin, Dewsbury Hall, Guiu, Vega, etc. And I think really only one, maybe two of these names are a potential first team player. Neto, for me, a starter if he's fit as well. A lot going on. Still a good amount of time left for us to sign even more players. Yay! So let's see what happens. With that said, one more poxy pre-season game to go this Sunday against Inter Milan, and then it's game time. We have to face Man City in the Premier League, and then who knows what happens there. Let me know your thoughts on this signing of Pedro Neto and also other signings throughout this transfer window so far in the comments down below. Please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.